You know me, if you know me, you know that I like the gnomes, right? So what I wanted to do today was I wanted to create some fun cards. Now, I have gone and colored my images. Oh, I'm like, where's my house? I've gone and colored the images because, as you know, that takes a long time. Okay, whoops, this isn't even the right card. That's our second card. Our first card is the easy one. So I've gone, let me start again. I've gone and colored my images, okay? And the thing with scenes, I don't know if you're like me, but if you're like me, I struggle with scenes, okay? Like when I make cards, Stampin' Up! Cards, we don't normally, you know, have grass and skies and clouds and trees and, you know, swings and oceans and palm trees. We don't have those kinds of things. So it's kind of pushing me out of my comfort zone, right? Gnomes usually scare me, but that said is cute. Clowns scare me. So what I wanted to do here, and I'm going to show you guys, is I wanted to create just an easy peasy lemon squeezy mini little background. Okay, and I've already gone and stamped this. So you guys, I don't even know what my problem is with VersaFine. Wait till I show you guys how many times it took me to stamp the other card, how many mistakes I have, and they were unfixable mistakes. I couldn't believe what I did. But I'm going to use the layering circles dies today, and one of the things that burns my bottom is Stampin' Up's circles end here at the 2 or 3 inch, excuse me. So I have another company's, I got them on AliExpress actually, to be perfectly honest with you. So I think they're kind of like the Hero Arts. I don't know. They were really inexpensive. So I thought I'm going to buy them, and I'm going to use the 3 inch Stampin' Up and the 3 1/4 inch other circle that I have. So you guys do you use an oval, square, rectangle, circle, diamond. I don't care, whatever you like, but these are what we're going to use. So the little one I'm going to use to guide me on the inside, and then the big one I'm going to use for the outside, but I'm going to put that to the side because what I want to do is I want to create a background first and foremost. Okay, so I've got a stencil here somewhere. Don't I? There it is. And this is just a stencil I made. But what I want to do is tape this down. And however you use do your stencils, whatnot. And if you don't have a grass stencil, by all means, cut out a stencil with some dies. Like this is a grass die out of someone's special little kit there. It had the special day dies. The stamps were in the catalog and the dies came out Celebration last year. So you could cut this out of some acetate and then just use that as your guide, right? To color some grass. But I'm really breaking all the rules tonight because I'm using this blender, and I'm using this because I am working really hard to test a bunch of different blenders right now because I'm kind of getting tired of the fact that these guys don't clean well. I love them, and I'll go over that in my comparison video, but I'm really starting to get irritated with the fact that I cannot get them clean. So if I've used a dark purple, I'm euchred for using something like what is that called? The Freesia, right? Because it's a really, really light purple, because whenever you put another ink on them, it reactivates. So it's kind of irking me. So I'm just testing out a whole bunch of different blenders right now. So all I'm going to do is I want to create my grass, and I guess the grass would go this way. First of all, I've got my stencil on upside down. There we go. So I'm just going to come in, and nothing like special here. I'm going to die cut out of here anyway, because I just want to create a little bit of grass for my background. And tonight we are using, I'm going to start calling them inky oxides. Okay, my DIY distress oxides. Somebody made a comment and said I should call them that, and I thought, why not? Because I made them, right? They're inky oxides. So we're going to use those tonight. And don't forget, if you have a question, Deb will interrupt me for any pertinent questions with what I'm... Oh, you're hearing fireworks. I wonder why is someone doing fireworks right now? That's kind of strange, don't you think? What is right now?
Jamie was wondering if you find that you have any trouble getting other companies' dies through your Stampin' Up! Embossing machine or cut and emboss machine.
No, but I'm using my Gemini right now too. I haven't been using my Stampin' Up! One for a little while, so I haven't really been having much of an issue. And actually, Cindy Lynn, oh, I forgot. I wanted to do something else with this stencil on here before I took it off. I wanted to show you guys. Okay, let's put this back. Can I put it back? Oh yeah, look at that. We'll get it back. I'm going to go a little bit over so that I don't end up in my white. I'm going to pull out my splatter box. Now, normally, you guys know I'm trying to come up with a inky oxide pad. And as for the glycerin thing, you guys, the glycerin is just not, it won't remove the water, okay? So, like, here is water. When you splatter the ink, it removes it. And with the glycerin, it's not doing a good job at all. So I'm trying to get something that's going to work. But because I didn't use one of my Stampin' Up! Inky Oxide sprays, I use actual Tim Holtz Distress. I'm actually going to come in just this one time with the Twisted Citron. Okay, and all I want to do, I don't know if, yeah, you guys can see what I'm doing there. Good. So I'm going to just hit this a couple times, not like hit it, but you know, just hit it a little bit. And I don't want to get it too saturated. I just want to create a little bit of, you know, texture on that grass. I don't want to do water droplets and remove the grass. I just wanted a little bit of something there. Okay, so let's put this here, and I am going to clean off this stencil because I have to use it tonight again. So, oh, that's too far. Oh, hey, you guys. I was looking everywhere for these two guys. I was like, I was tearing this room up. They somehow ended up in the drawer that I keep my mats in. They were just laying there hiding. I don't know what they were doing in there, but I won't ask. Because you know what? Sometimes you may not want to know the answer, so I won't even ask them what they were up to. They're hiding in the dark in the drawer. But all right, so now we've got this, and it's super simple now to take off your tape. I'm really tearing it fast. You don't have to tear it that fast. And if you find your tape is sticking, don't forget you can always heat it, right, with a heat gun. So I'm going to use my little blue spongy with my tumbled glass now, and all I want to do here, and you got to remember, you don't want this super smooth, okay? I want to create like a little oval kind of blue highlighting effect, okay? And I found that it doesn't even really matter going really close to the grass. Actually, here, let me zoom this in. Don't let me forget to zoom out, Miss Deb. My video seems so dark today. Does it seem dark? Does it seem dark to you,
y'all
Deb?
remind me to remind her.
Yeah, remind Deb to remind me. So I'm going to do like an oval effect here. And I'm just going to kind of get the outside of it kind of done first and put him in here. That's probably more than I need. So does my video seem dark, Deb? Because it looks dark on my thing today. All my lights are on. Maybe it's because it's dark outside. It's dark outside.
I don't have it on the TV. I just have it on the laptop.
Okay, it looks good on your laptop?
Yeah, maybe a little bit dark.
Well, I'm going to be solving that problem in the not so distant future.
You will.
I will. I'll be solving all kinds of problems in the not so distant future. So as you can see, I didn't go like super smooth. It's like I want that pillowy little bit of a cloud kind of effect. And you can kind of bring your little sponge dauber down here and go a little, you know, into the grass. Now let me see. I'm probably going to go out a little further so that I'm kind of matching up with my circle. And that's probably looking pretty good to me. I'm going to kind of leave it right about there. Maybe a little bit more right here. Okay, so there. That pot is done. So now what I want to do is I'm going to cut this one out of here. This is the 3-inch circle, okay? I'm going to set him down, kind of just eyeball where I want him, because we're just creating a little mini scene, okay? Because if you're not comfortable or experienced making scenes, this is a really good way to start. And then I've already stamped this because I was going to be handling it, and I stamped it with VersaFine because it's very dark and crisp. And yeah, you know VersaFine. You can't touch that stuff for like, in the Inky Studio, it seems like an hour. It seems like so long that takes that stuff to dry. So I did pre-stamp it. So I'm just going to eyeball this here, and then I was going to bring up my Stampin' Up! Machine, but I'll just put them right through the Gemini here, which I have finished filming. I finished editing my Gemini review for you guys, so I'm kind of excited about that. I'm hoping to get that up by Sunday for you, but I'm really working hard to fix the sound on it, and I'll tell you why here in a second. But you have a question, Miss Deb?
Yes. Actually, Amy Judd had a question. I think the holes will be a little bit large, but she was wondering if the Stampin' Up! Reinkers fit in the Tim Holtz Oxide spray storage tin.
If my spritzers, if the Tim Holtz spritzers stand up in the which storage tin?
The Oxide spray storage tin.
His storage tin for these are made for, this isn't this, you know what I mean, they're same size bottle. He makes tins specifically for those distress stains. So yes, they will fit in them. And if you go to his channel and you look at his, I mean, if you have an hour and a half to 2 hours to kill, look at his Distress Oxide sprays video. He actually puts them in there and shows you and whatnot, right? So yeah. All right, so let's take these off and we shall put this together. I'm going to stand I'm in a lot of pain right now, and it's easier if I stand. So there we go. Okay, so this one will go up there. Now, the nice thing is, I did it backwards. I did it backwards. I was supposed to do the big one on the inside and the little one on the outside. Oh no. Okay, I'm going to move on. No, I can't. I was going to say I'll fix it later. What time do I have? I'm just going to fix it right now. I can't believe I did that. I did them backwards. So hopefully you didn't just get the measurements and run off, because, I mean, I don't know how to fix that. Actually, I could just do it on this one and then just make it perfectly even. How about we do that? And then there's no extra cutting, right? We'll do that. Okay. I did it backwards. Silly me. Actually, this one's kind of fun, this side of the die. So let's go here, or the stencil, I mean. Have you ever done that? You know what I did? Wait till I tell you guys what I did on the other card with the clouds. Yeah, that was a show. That was a show all in itself. Let's grab a scratch piece of paper, just so I'm not making my workspace super dirty. Do you think I used this for the class cards? Probably. Okay. At least this stuff dries quick, because I goofed that one up. And we'll put a little bit of spray on here. Whoa. Oops, you see that? I don't know why that was loose, but it was. There we go. Pull that off. Put this to the side, and then we'll blend one more time. Won't take too long. Now mine will be the exact same size here, whereas on the original card I did the 3" on the front and the 3 1/4 in the back, so that you didn't see the seam, if you will. But I made a mistake. I forgot, or I didn't forget, I just wasn't paying enough attention to what I was doing. So I'll blend this up. And you guys will not believe, I'm going to show you how many mistakes I made on the other one, because I want you to see that creating scenes, I mean, they don't always come out on paper like you think they would in your brain, right? So I pictured one thing in my mind when I was doing them. I'm leaving the tape so I have something to hold on to, by the way. I knew in my mind what I wanted, but it wasn't coming out the right way that it was supposed to. So there we go. He looks cute like that. Now, I'm going to just for now, okay, let's glue this in, because it doesn't matter where my glue goes, because I'm going to be able to sit it in there just perfectly now. Oh, ding dong. Ding dong, Cindy Lynn. Let me give this a good fold.
Cindy Lynn.
Pammy's so sorry. Oh, because, yeah, it is what it is. I got a call yesterday. I got my MRI date. It was so funny. Yeah, so she calls me from the doctor's office and she says, did they phone you for your MRI to let you know your appointment date? I said, no. She goes, oh, I'm glad I called. I said, me too. She goes, okay, do you have a pen and paper? I said, hit me. She goes, okay, June, whatever the date. Oh no, my battery on my laptop, I forgot to plug it in. That would be really bad if it died, right? I had my laptop over somewhere else earlier editing. And I don't even have my internet plugged into my laptop. Isn't that crazy? Okay, hold on. Let's plug you guys in. There. You're safe. And let's put the internet on so we have better... Anyway, so it's June whatever, okay? So I was like, wow. She goes, I know, right? I said, yeah. So she's telling me where it is. And then she goes, okay, your appointment is at 10 p.m. And I'm like, 10 p.m.? She goes, I know it's late. I said, wow, we'll be partying on Friday night. And she goes, well... you might want to save that for Saturday. I said, Carolyn, I was being sarcastic. Going for an MRI at 10 o'clock at night on a Friday will be the most exciting thing that happened to me all year. Don't worry. So she did totally. I was like, I wanted to call her Sheldon because she completely missed it, right? But yeah, 10 o'clock at night on June whatever, 2022. So now I've got him in there. Now, normally your little window would have been smaller, okay? So when you guys do this, do it right. Do the 3-inch here. Now I could go and cut another, like I could go if I really wanted to put these together, you know, and cut it out and make a little frame and put the little frame around him just to kind of add a little something, something. But for time purposes, I won't do that. Now these guys I've colored and I've also got my little dimensionals on them. So I'm going to put my glue on my little mushrooms here. Just a little bit on the bottom because, you know, I don't like to cement things down. Who was it? Oh, you didn't tell me what it was, but somebody was telling me in the comments that they hear my voice many times in their head. And they said it's a good thing that I say nice things or make nice stuff or whatever, have you. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably true. So I have a little bit of a markup here of green. So normally I would probably put them over here, but I mean, I don't think it's going to really be that noticeable. Let's just stick it here. Now, this is where I've been running into trouble, you guys. I don't know what my problem is with stamping with VersaFine. So I should almost pull out my Stamparatus because I have ruined so many things this last making these. I'm going to show you all my duds too because I've just been messing up my VersaFine somehow. I don't know what I've been doing. But I go to stamp and it's just slipping. I don't know. And then I thought I was pressing too hard. And then I don't press hard enough and I don't get a full impression. But I want to show you something really cool about these My Favorite Things stamps. Stampin' Up, if you're watching, you need to do this too. So, you know that little piece here that we pull up? Watch this. It stays there. It stays there, so you just flip it underneath. I love that this protection sheet stays, and you can actually see they've taped it on there with like nice tape, right? But I'm like, I'm loving that because if you're like me, I am always looking for this here piece, right? And I just cut my stamps, the actual bag, if you will, down the sides and up the top so that I can just easily slip them in and out because I'm keeping them in this for now. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but hey, did my little dude flew away? Where did he go? Oh, somebody's going to have to go back on the video and tell me when he flew away because he was here and then he flew away. I put him right there. Oh, that's not nice. I have another one over here. I can steal one out of the other kit, but oh no, I stamped those ones right on the thing. Where did he go, you guys? We'll call him Wilbur. Wilbur, where did you fly away to? Is he on my glasses?
On the blue flower.
On the blue flower?
Your grid paper. there's something little and
No.
yellow on your grid paper blue flower.
Down here? No.
Grid paper, the blue flower.
Blue flower, right here. No. Oh, man. Seriously, Wilbur.
Oh,
Where did
sorry,
you...
that's the flower center.
Where did... Yeah, I don't know where he went. Okay, you know what? That's fine. Let's just stamp this for now. See? And I didn't go hard enough. It's like, well, it's almost there. You know what I mean? Whatever. I'll find Wilbur. I'll find him. And I'll show you the finished card. Don't worry. But these little guys, we're going to put these kind of like one here. This is going on the card front, by the way, okay? So when you open the card, the little mushrooms will stay on the front. I'm going to put the other one kind of right there. Now, on my card, I made a mistake. Oh, wait, I want to show you one other thing first. I linked this for you guys. This is, you know how I'm always using my Copic Colorless blender? The only reason I don't use the Copic one for this is because my tip is soft, and when you see what I'm going to do, you're going to understand why. I like the Prismacolor one because this one here has such a different nib on it, okay? It's almost, honestly, it's almost the same as the Stampin' Up! One. And you know what? I'll bet you, hold on. Let's have a peek because I bought a new one. I didn't even think of that. Let's see how well this works. This will be a good comparison. And Wilbur, if you'd like to come home while we're doing this, that would be nice. He just flew away. I'm looking on myself. I did a class one time, or it was a team Zoom or something, and I couldn't find my clear stamp, and it was literally on my glasses. It was so weird. I don't know how that happened, but what I'm going to do here, I'm going to zoom right in for this so you guys can really see what happens here, okay? Yeah.
Everyone is saying that Wilbur was stuck to your finger, and then you picked up your ink, your stamp pad.
Yeah.
Or stamp set. But also, Judy was wanting to know if you have to put embossing powder on the colored VersaFine. No,
I don't use colored VersaFine. I only use black, and I don't know why you'd want to use. If you're going to use it for embossing, yes. I know where you're going with that now because it's so sticky, right? Absolutely, yes. So, I guess I'll find Wilbur somewhere, and if not, I'll just color up another one and put them on your card because this is going to one of you guys, right? So what I'm going to do here, the idea, and if you understand, this isn't a color lifter. You've heard me say this a million times. What alcohol inks do is they sink down into the paper. See here, that's the back of my mushrooms. So as you're blending, the wetter your paper, the more ink, the more it's going to sink down, okay? So what I want to do is I want to use a 0 right here, and I want to just make little dots because I want the clear, colorless 0 to sink down into the paper and leave water spots, okay? It's not going to be a true white water spot, but you guys will see here as I put these little dots on, I'm just going to go kind of put random little dots, and I'll pull it up here so you guys can see it. But these are the little things that kind of take your cards up to the next level. I'm going to go over those dots again a second time, okay? And if you give them a second to sink down in there, don't do this when you have just colored, okay? Because everything's very, very saturated, and the colorless blender will want to spread out because that's how you get a true good blend when you're blending alcohol markers. So you want to wait until it's dry, wait till the end, wait till you put your card all together, and then you want to come in and put your little dots, okay? So you can, let me put one more right here. Okay, so I'll bring it up. Focus, please. So you can see now, see those little dots there? I know you can see those. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my number 8 Secura gel roll, and I'm going to, when I pull my hand off the screen here, I'm doing this with my marker just to get it going. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make little random some big circles, a dot, bigger circles, maybe a half circle where it might reach the edge of the mushroom. Maybe another one over here, a little one there, another little one there. And I'm just making little dots here. just to kind of give the mushroom a little bit more texture and dimension, if you will. And they don't have to be perfect, you guys. Don't get too stressed out about it. So now, focus. You can see that we've got some little dots on there. Now I think I did his hat. And when I do these, I want to make sure my marker's running. All I do is I do a little line, and when my marker stops, or if it doesn't stop, I stop, and then I just do a few little dots, and maybe I'll do a few little dots over here, and then I'll do a whole bunch of random dots here in the center of the flower. I'm just adding that little bit of texture, right? Now, I'm going to take my black, and I linked these all for you guys. The whites come in a 3-pack, okay? They come 5, 8, and 10. And when I go out of the lines or I make a mistake, I use my 8, and I just kind of color over, after it's dry, I color over where I went out of the lines so that nobody can see. But I've got my black Sakura, and this one dries shiny. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently color over top of where his eyes are. And now, focus please, his eyes will be shiny. I don't know if you can catch the shine there, but you'll see them when you get this card, whoever gets this card. So when we find Wilbur, and if we never find Wilbur, then I guess I'll be coloring up another Wilbur for you guys. So let's zoom out. So there's that one. And that is so simple. Done. Now, this card, I have to give credit to Debbie Designs. I saw her card on Pinterest and I absolutely loved it. So I went with it. Super, super simple, right? Now, for the next one. All right, let's move this out of the way. I'm going to sit back down and see if I can handle that for a few minutes. Because this one's a little bit more, involved, right? So we're going to do like a full background here with these pieces. So as you can see, there's a lot of coloring, hence why I colored them all off camera, because it would have taken me quite a while. And I'm going to use this as my example because I can't remember where I put everything, but let's move those to the side. And what I did, I'll show you what I did actually. And I have one that's dry, right? Because I'm going to use the inky oxide spray, and I'm going to create my half of my background that way. So I just have to. Yes, ma'am.
Looks like you did zoom out, but if you didn't, go ahead and do that. And Nina would like to know what that black pen was.
They're Sakura gels. They're all linked down below for you guys. The exact ones that I use. I'm just trying to determine which side of the stencil I used there. Now I'm going to put the tape backwards on this piece, and I don't want to tape this down to a board, and I'm going to show you why. Thank God I found these two little guys, because I was looking everywhere. I wasn't even quite sure what I was going to do for the video. I was just going to pick a different color or something because I didn't know what happened to them. They were MIA. I don't know how they ended up in that drawer. Maybe Wilbur went off looking at the drawer. See what all the fun was about. What's the hype about the drawer? I want to go and see. He went somewhere. I don't know where he went, but whatever. Put those there. I'll find him. Oh, I thought I found him, but it's a mushroom. Okay, so we're going to bring out our splatter box. And now, if you notice here, I taped the stencil way down here. And this is just one I made. That's why you can't see it very well. But it goes like all the way up to here. So what I want when I lay this in my box is I want this piece of the stencil to bend forward. So I'm going to lean it up in my box, and it's kind of bent forward. You see how I'm on an angle with my cardstock? And the reason I do that is, number one, when I spray this with the inky oxide, the DIY oxide, and if you're new to my channel and you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll go back after and link that video down below for you guys where I make my own DIY oxides. So the idea is, when I spray this, I don't want it to spray and go up under the stencil, okay? And if it goes up under a little bit, don't even worry about it. It's a handmade card, who cares, right? But I want to try to prevent as much of that as possible. This is almost empty. That's how many backgrounds I had to make because I kept messing up my stamping. I'm going to show you guys. You're not going to believe this. But you know me, I always show you my mistakes because when it happens to you, I want you to say, well, you know what? It happens to Cindy Lynn too, so I'm normal because we're all normal, right? So I'm just going to spray this so that I'm creating my grass, okay? So I'm going to spray it, and then I want to come in with my, that one there was the Pear Pizzazz, this one's the Mossy Meadow, and I linked all of the Reinkers for you down below to remind you what colors they were. Now, here's a little trick for you guys. I cut my paper towels to fit this drawer, and then I fold them in threes, right? And I'm always left with a strip down the side of the paper towel. I save those strips here in the front because these strips are perfect for me to fold up, and I can pick up all of the ink that's pooling at the bottom of my piece, okay? Because if it pools there, it's going to dry and leave like a pool, a muddy look, not a muddy looking pool because the color's not muddy, but you guys know what I mean, but like by it's going to leave that mark, you know? And these, I only use that a little bit. I'll just throw it right back in there. And I like, look at this one. I have lots of life left in that one. I mean, until I can't see any white space, I keep them. So I've pretty much got that now. What I want to do is take my Mossy Meadow because it's kind of sunken in a little. So now I just want to give it a little bit of splatter, and that should be sufficient. So you want to let it set, okay? Don't try taking your stencil off right away. If you try to take your stencil off too soon, you're probably going to get something that looks like this. See how it kind of got all muddied there because I took it off too soon? I'm not going to stress about that because I'm going to hide it with the house, okay? So I took these, and these ones I didn't, but I usually turn on my laminator. It's the Xyron foiling laminator, and I just run them through it. I don't even put them in a carrier sheet. I just run them through. But I have two, okay? I have one for the front and one for the insert because we are going all out because I want to show you another way to create a scene, and that'll go on the inside of your card. Now, I took a full sheet of paper like this, white, and I did what I did on the grass there for that one that I just put away. I did it on the whole sheet so that I could take the die. It's retired from the special day dies. It's just a grass die. Any grass die will work. And I use that die and I just cut out my grass. And I cut it a little longer than I thought I would need because now I can kind of play around here and I can adjust it. But if I've cut it too short, then I'm kind of euchred, right? So make sure you cut it a little longer, and you can see I cut mine probably a good 1/4 inch too long, but that's okay. So this one I'm going to put to the side for a second because what I want to do is exactly what I did when I was building this. I'm going to do the clouds. That's what I did. Hold on. Let's do some clouds because I forgot my clouds. And this, oh, you guys, did I mess up the clouds or what? Did I already take them out? Oh, please tell me I did. I'm not sure. Okay, there they are. Now, my clouds. So the first one I did my clouds the wrong way. So then I had to do the whole thing in blue. And I was like, I put some white Stampin' Up! Craft ink, you know, and made the clouds the right way. And then I was like, okay, I'll save that. I'll just put it away and use it another day. But then I messed up my sentiment. So I had to stamp on this one. But I messed up this one too. So like you see the theirs and the gnome, it's all messed up. But I'm not going to throw that out because I may be able to fix that. But what I was going for here, there could be no masking, right? So all I'm going to do, and this is so simple when you guys do your clouds. We're used to having the clouds that are an actual cloud stencil. These are just like little half circles all put together. And of course I made this one too, but I'm going to show you guys how simple this is and the trick to it, okay? Because I made enough of them and I learned from my mistakes. This is the make art thing, but I don't like the magnets that she gives you with them, so I cut some extra magnet strips. So when are you doing your clouds?
Judy was wanting to know what kind of cardstock you were using.
I'm using the Accent Accent 90 pound. I can't link it for you, but it may or may not be in my Amazon store. But I can't link you my Amazon store because then I'm linking you to the paper. But my store may or may not be called My Inky Fingers on Amazon. You know, just saying. Anyway, now I've kind of angled those little clouds there in a way that they're not perfectly straight across the paper. Now, I'm probably not going to ink this little sponge up from the first time when I did the background on the other one, because I don't know why I'm using that. You don't want to go too heavy-handed. And when you see the very first, actually, I'll show you, this was another mistake. So you see here, if they get really thick and here they're thin, right? So this is the idea that you're going for. You're just looking to kind of outline your clouds a little bit. So the lighter, the better at first. Get your little corners. And then it's nice too if you do them light, 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 and then maybe a little bit of dark on one area and then kind of go light again just to give it a little bit more texture and variation. But this, it just totally cleans up all that white space for you, and I love it. I mean, look, so cute, right? Okay, so we'll use the same side, but we'll angle it. See here, this one was angled this way. Now I'm going to shift it. See how I shifted it? Then I'm going to slide it up, okay? So I'm shifting how the clouds are going to look, and I want to not have, I don't want this one and that one exactly matching. I want them to look like they're different clouds. And you can always, if you get the, I don't know where they get these from, if you turn your thing around, you can probably just pick different sides and different shapes of clouds. You know what I mean? There we go. Okay. And then I got a little bit more white space up here. So let's just do one more. And we'll go kind of, this one was angled this way, so now I'm going to turn it this way so that I'm getting more texture so that it looks like, you know, non-intentional, because clouds are never intentional. Are you in Canada? Are you in Alberta? Did you see the Northern Lights last night? Well, apparently it was at 5:30 this morning. Who's up at 5:30 in the morning anyway? But they were showing it on the news tonight, and they took videos downtown, and from downtown in the middle of our city of over 1 million people with all the lights, you could see them crystal clear. So, wow. So pretty, right? I was like, oh, believe it or not, I'm born and raised in Canada, born and raised in Ontario, and they're there all the time. And I've never seen them with my own eyes that I remember. My mother says, oh, you've seen them, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I don't remember. And I've seen them on TV, but I don't ever remember seeing them with my own eyes. So there's our little background, okay? Now, this little business down here, don't worry about that. We're going to hide it. So, done that. And then now we get to kind of start piecing everything out and laying it out. So I have two different ones here. And I think I'm going to go with this one. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to tape the back just so that I kind of get an idea for where I'm going to cut that, just so that I know I'm going to be good, okay? And now is when I'm going to start kind of putting in my little pieces. And I've got tons that I've colored. You're going on the inside. And we're going to use a flower. And when you're building these, I mean, honestly, just go to Pinterest even and just look at the cards that people have there, because there's going to be tons of inspiration for you. And even if you just look at it for the inspiration, and then if it's not working out, that's okay. Do it the way you want to do it, right? Put them down how you want them to look. So I'm looking good. I'm only doing this for your guys' sake because I know exactly where everything's going to go. So now I've laid it all down. And I might even, when I'm doing this, put a piece of paper here because I know that's where my card is going to stop. So I'm pretty good, right? So now we're going to put these down. And I'm going to leave this here because I know I've already got it right where I want it to go. And I shall put... I'm going to cheat because this stuff is so much easier. My Scotch 3M. Let's just put this. Let's actually cut this first just to be on the safe side, right? So I want this right about there. So let's tape it on the front. Done. bring it around to the back. Playing with this little thing here, trimmer, reminds me of the celebration when you got the trimmer and that little pack of stuff. And it made me think of the last celebration. You got to pick a bundle, and I think the best savings there was $65 or something like that. Right now, that special they have, I mean, if I wasn't a demo, I would just sign up just to get $165 worth of product for $100, and then you just let my demonstratorship go, and then buy another kit another time when it's on special, right? If you don't want to be a demo and you don't want the discount, it's always a good idea. But there. Yes, ma'am.
Gloria was asking if you had fussy cut those or if that set had dies that goes with it.
Gloria. Good question. So they come with dies, but I didn't buy the dies because of that unnamed thing I have sitting over there. His name is Brother, and he's supposed to cut stuff out, but I don't like the way he cuts, so I didn't buy the dies. So I fussy cut every single one of these images. I spent the better part of the day on Sunday in a Zoom stamping with Cheryl Lee, and I spent the better part of an afternoon into the evening on Tuesday with Kimberly, and I was coloring, because I not only had to color them all and fussy cut them all for my cards, I had to color them all and fussy cut them all for your cards. And it's funny because I was talking to Kimberly about it, and I'm like, you know, this whole business of giving my cards away, these are like really bomb cards. Like somebody's going to be, you know, pretty excited about these cards. So I'm going to tell you here how I did all of these. I just need to double check. Okay, so this guy is getting dimensionals. This one's getting dimensionals. And that's it. So this little guy is not, you're not in the show yet. You're seeing, maybe you could, while you're not doing anything there, Mr. Gnome, you could go find Wilbur, because he's like AWOL. So you go find him. There you go. You go off and find him. So let's put some glue here. And oh, you know what? I really should stamp first. Because this is where I made all the mistakes. Oh, wait till you guys see what I did. All right, let's just tuck this down in here first.
Cindy Lynn?
Yes, ma'am.
I think IBL may have come in when you were finishing explaining that. Could you go over the special again?
The special, absolutely. The special is, if you're in Canada, these are Canadian prices, okay? In Canada, and in the US, it's not too much different. You could look on stampinup.com. But in Canada, you get to choose $165 worth of product for only $100 and no shipping. So that right there is $16.50 savings, plus the $65 in free product that you got, extra above the $100 that you paid. It's just an incredible deal right now. So I'm going to use, and you get an Inky Bestie bundle for life when you're on my team. I'm going to use Memento for the little Wilbur's cousin, because you can't alcohol, right? Alcoholic markers. So I'm going to put one of these guys. Actually, let's do it this way. I should pull out my Stamparatus for this. This is an accident waiting to happen. I swear it's an accident waiting to happen. And if I do the same thing, I'm going to show you guys. Okay. So the very first one I did, this is how many mistakes I have. Okay. So this was the first one I did. Let me flip this over so you guys can see. There was the first image that I stamped. You see the T, the there's, the gnome. I was like, yeah, there's gnome fixing that. So this one I stamped at the end just so I could prove to myself I could stamp it, which was too late by then. This one is all, I touched it. So all of this is all ruined right here because it takes 3 years to dry. This one, oh, this is the one. Okay, I have an extra. Don't worry. Okay, I have an extra. Yay, me. Okay, so I'm feeling a little better now because I have an extra. I don't know what it is with me and VersaFine lately. And the problem is if I stamp the VersaFine now, hey, do you see that little fruit fly just like run across my workspace? Maybe you could go look for Wilbur too. Okay, if I stamp with my VersaFine right now, I'm going to be euchred because if I touch anything, I'm going to be moving my screen here really quick for you guys. If I touch anything, then I'm messed up, right? Okay, there we go. I lowered my chair because the height there was hurting my neck. Okay, I'm going to stamp my little Wilbur wannabe friends first. So I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to put one there. Okay, they're done. And I missed a little bit there, but I'll bring it in with a marker and fix it. Lid. All right. Now for these, super simple. I even went, you guys, I spoiled you. And down in the description, I told you every single Copic marker I used. And there was a lot. I think I counted 42 Copic markers I used. Because, you know, you got to, right? And I do my Copic coloring a lot different than most people. And it's funny because when Cheryl Lee and I sat, or Kimberly and I sat, I kind of explained why and how it makes sense. Unfortunately, Copic coloring hit the card making world, and I kind of learned Copic coloring from Copic coloring artists, like people that are artists on, you know, the internet. And Stampin' Up! Gives you 2 colors. So most people just color with 2 colors when I color with 3. I only did 2 there because you're not going to notice anyway. It's a little baby butterfly. But here's a really good example where I went out the lines. And I'm just going to put a little tiny little bit of white there just to hide that. Okay, now I'm going to put my little pieces on. So let's get some dimensionals. Todd shaved my head for me today because it's been so long since my hairdresser's been by. He was shaving my head for me, and it's like, that man, I gotta love him for helping me, but that man, I tell you what. And then I told Deb when she got on the Zoom here, she says, how you doing? I said, good. I said, I'm running a little behind. I said, I just had Todd shave my head. She's like, what? Not all the way. No G.I. Jane or anything, but yeah. I said to Deb, I said, you would have certainly needed to get an intervention going then. Right? Are you still there, Deb?
Yeah.
Oh, you are? Okay. I'm like, am I talking to myself?
Look something up.
Oh, you were looking something up. Okay. So I'm just going to put some of these little Stampin' Up! Dimensionals on this mushroom house. And I'll take these all off first. And when you look at where I wrote down all my Copics, I literally told you each thing I colored too. And I have to tell you guys a funny story. I was coloring my little gnome girl right here. Let me show you what, so you understand what I was thinking about. But you see my little gnome girl? Okay, so I'm coloring her, and Cheryl Lee and I are in Zoom. And you know where I'm going with this, Miss Cheryl Lee. I'm telling everybody. So we're sitting there coloring, and I said to her, I said, the nose I hadn't done yet, and I said, should I color the nose pink? I'm like, do gnomes have pink noses? And she goes, I don't know. I haven't met any gnomes. I was like, you are such a smarty pants. Actually, I called her a bad name. I called her a-hole. I was picturing Meet the Fockers, you know, when the little baby, when he was repeating what he heard Fokker say, the way he said it, like, asshole. I told her, I said, you sound like Todd. And she goes, I know. It was quite comical, actually. So this one, I'm going to put 1 dimensional, and I'll use, I'm getting low on my honeycombs here. I got to go and grab another pack. But I'm going to put 1 there because I don't need 1 really far down because I just need this one to tuck in behind the grass, right? So tweezers really help here. I didn't link these for you guys, but that's okay. It's my little Cricut set. So I want to I want it to look like the flower is kind of behind that little mushroom there. So let's put that there. So that looks good. And then I'm going to look at my example here. Oh my gosh, there's something sitting on here. I'm going to leave it like that so you guys could see. I thought I dripped ink on my good card. I was like, oh no. So this one, I'm going to put a dimensional behind her hat, but not on the rest of her body because this grass here has been raised up with the dimensionals. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here. And then this will stick to the grass, and then the dimensional will stick to the card, and she will be secured in place, right? But yes, this was a lot of fussy cutting. So I just want her somewhere right about, let's go right about there. That looks good. And I even colored her little terracotta pot and all her little flowers. So don't you just love that grass, you guys? Like, it's so textured, and it's not just plain blended grass, right? So I showed you 2 different ways you could do it. You could blend and then spray it, or you could just spray it, right? So the next one, this little guy I don't need. This little guy, let's take these ones. This one, this one, this one, and this one. All right, because none of them need, I don't think I put a dimensional there. I didn't. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the bottoms of each one, because we don't need too much glue, right? And our little wormy dude, oh, I don't know where that little butterfly, or what is he? Ladybird. I don't know where he went. Oh, well. Okay. So this flower, I think I had this one pretty close to, actually, this one was the other flower. There's one with the thing that goes the other way. It's a little different. So I might try and tuck this a little bit behind her, so it's not right in her face. There we go. And then our little worm is probably stuck to my card now, right? Oh, seriously. You get over here. I am an animal. This is the story of my life. How many times have you emptied your garbage in your little scrap spaces, stamp studios, wherever you craft, because you've lost something and you're sure it could possibly be in the garbage? Okay, I'm going to angle him a little there. So he's kind of coming out. I didn't want him by himself because he didn't seem grounded. And he seemed like, this kind of makes him like, his little home is here, you know, under the flower. And he's just coming out for the morning time, popping out to see what's going on. And we'll put our little mushrooms over here, one here, and one here. And then we're going to do all our fun stuff before I stamp the sentiment. So our fun stuff, same like before, but wait till you guys see how cool this looks. Oh, I'm going to go over a few minutes, by the way. All right, so I'm going to do those same, I'm going to bring it in for you guys, okay? So that you can really see if I mess up when I stamp this sentiment. So I'm going to do the same thing here with these dots, all right? And I don't want them to be even. I want them to just kind of be wherever, and you're not going to see them start reacting until the actual colorless alcohol concoction. Trust me, there's no way I can come up with one of those. I can hear it in your minds right now. I cannot make alcohol ink markers. I wish. Can you imagine if we could make our own alcohol ink markers from Stampin' Up! Reinkers? Oh.
No, my. I've seen people try with Sharpies to make alcohol.
Oh, that is such garbage. If you see those videos, run. Run as fast as trample everybody and run, because I tried that, trust me. And what garbage that was. That was an utter complete garbage waste of my time. Yeah, you can do it. And it's like, I don't know what these people do in their videos, because it's like, you know, they don't tell you everything. And those are garbage. And if anybody's ever tried that, you can speak up, because you know it's absolute, oh, it's mayhem. I was never so disappointed. So where it's really, really dark, like here, where I did my blending for my shadowing, I got to kind of tap it a few times. I did this on a mermaid, you guys, and her whole fishy tail was all the dots like scales. Oh my gosh, she turned out so pretty. But you have to kind of press them a couple times where it's darker. But the more you press them, the more it sinks in. Don't press it too many times in the same spot if it's saturated, because then it's going to want to spread, okay? And all you want is just to keep those little dots, right? You don't want it to spread out on you too much. So, looks like I got a little spot of something there. That's okay. So I'm going to move on to my other little mushrooms here. And this kind of is, this is like the soothing part. I mean, I love putting on a movie, coloring, or zooming with my friends and coloring, because it's so relaxing, right? So once these all, how many do I have? Just those. Okay, these are the last ones. Oh, and then I have my inside too. I got to show you guys as well. I figured this would be easy to do within an hour, but I guess we're going to go over a little bit, but that's okay. That's all right. I mean, I'm no Tim Holtz. I'm not going to keep you here for 2 hours, but, you know. Those ones look pretty good up there. These ones could use a little bit of work down here. But these little, oh, and you know what? Didn't I try the Stampin' Up! One on the first one? Let's try that one again. This one's actually, the Stampin' Up! One has a little bit pointier of a tip than the Prismacolor one. So I kind of have to give this one to the Stampin' Up! One for the tip, for sure. And I'm pretty sure I did the first one just with the Stampin' Up! One. So it works as intended. And this here, if you go out of the lines and you don't have the Sakura gels, you can use this on the edge where you went out of the lines, but be careful because if you put too much down, it wants to spread into where you colored and it'll make these like water stains into what you just colored. That's no fun. So be careful of that. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to go in and just randomly kind of put in my circles. I'm going to do a few half circles because, you know, it would normally go out of the, around the corner there, right? So I'm just kind of putting a few little dots, no rhyme or reason. And your circles don't even have to be straight. When was the last time you saw a perfectly perfect circle on the top of a mushroom, right? So don't even worry. I don't mean straight. I mean, you know, if they're a little kidney shaped or a little oval or whatever, don't even worry about it. Girlfriends and guy friends, inky friends. So there, that's looking good. And then we're going to add these down here too. Do a few half ones, maybe a little one here into the flowers. And don't forget your dots because, you know, some are little, some are big, some are small. And then a few in here. And this just totally steps up your card to the next level. I mean, especially if you're selling your cards or you're sending it to someone that you know knows what you put into your cards, then they're truly going to appreciate this. And honestly, it's so satisfying. I mean, I promise you, if you recreate this card, I promise you, you're hoarding it. It's going to be displayed somewhere in your little studio, in your little stamp areas. Now, on the little leaves here, I just kind of did 3 little dots. Okay, maybe I'll start at the top on this one and come down with 3 little dots. I did them there. I'll do 3 little dots up the top there, and then let's go do her hat here. I'm just scribbling off, and if you get a little like cakey, just take like a nice little towel of some kind, just wipe off all your little cakey bits, because it's kind of like, it's almost like a little paint marker in a, I don't know, a small marker. It's not a paint marker though. I don't want to give you the wrong impression, right? Okay, there. And then, oh, our flowers. Put all our little dots in our flowers just cause. And then we're going to step it up again. We're going to do something with the windows and the door. We'll put a few little dots in here on those flowers because, you know, same thing, right? Okay, fair enough. Now these ones I left white. I liked the white flowers there. Now I also linked for you guys the clear. And the clear glaze, let me pull out a color here so you can see. You'll know that your clear is coming out when you see, like, it really pools, okay? So you see, focus please. Which way do we go? Oh, you can't even see it on the video. Wow. Okay, well, trust me, it comes out, and it comes out as a glaze, and it's completely clear. And what I love it for is when I color eyes, like not her, because she has closed, just little dots, but you know, like Besties, Sherry Baldy Besties, hers are a perfect example. And I always color in the eyes just to make them shiny because eyes are glossy. But on here, what I'm going to do is, because they're so small, I'm going to color in my windows, the little strips here, because I've already colored them with a BG. I don't think I put that down there. Sorry. It's a BG 000. I've colored them with that. And now I can come in with this clear and just add it. And it just kind of adds to the fact that it's shiny and it makes it like, oh, there's glass in there, right? But, you know, if you don't have it, don't worry about it, because I'm sure back when there were gnomes, they didn't have glass, right? I don't know. Now, you don't have to do this, and I didn't do it on my other one, but I'm going to do it on your card. I'm going to take this silver jelly roll, metallic, and I'm just going to color in the door handle silver, because I can. Why not? I didn't think of that when I was doing the other card. Oh, and the last thing I did, actually, is I went with the clear over top of these flowers, just for a little extra something, something there. Now my black, oh, there it is. I actually put it away. So the black one now, I'm going to go over this little ladybug. I know in England we call them ladybirds. We, like I'm over there with you. My family's from England. And I'm going to do her little antenna, and I'm going to do all her little dots, okay? And if you have the black and you do this, it's so satisfying. You're going to know exactly what I mean, okay? So I'm going to do this little guy. Wilbur's not going to get this because he's playing hooky. I don't know where he went. A story of my life, right? Okay, there. Now, I think I did everything there. I did. Oh, wait, our little, this guy. Gotta do his eyes too. And her eyes. And then we're done. And then we'll do our inside. I'm afraid to stamp it yet. You gotta give me a minute to work up to it, okay? I gotta work up the confidence for that. So, this guy. Where did our dude go? I sent him off looking for Wilbur. There you are. Okay, so him, we don't need to put dimensionals on him because he's on the inside of the card, so that's no big deal. So you don't have to do this, but I just want to show you how you can create a background super simple, okay? And I'm just going to put this here. I'm looking at my other inside. And you don't even have to do all the extras to the mushrooms, okay? And I'm going to show you, I didn't do it on the inside, and you'll see exactly what it looks like. Well, you saw what it looked like there before I colored them, but tuck this a little bit behind him there. And then we'll bring out the other mushroom. And then we're going to stamp. I'm so scared. I messed it all up when I stamped the other times. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this. Okay, these ones I should have run through my laminator. I don't think I ran this one through. So there's that. Now, let's do our stamping. Cue music. This is where the tonal shift happens, and it's like, you know, when you're like, uh-oh, something's going to happen music. That's the music I'm playing in my mind right now, okay? So play along with me. Play along with me. All right, so this one is There's No One Like You. And this one is going on the front. Oh, I want to get my Stamparatus. But if I mess it up, then I'll just take it all off and I'll stick it all on that card off screen. But let's not think about messing up. I think I already stamped that too thick. I did. Okay. So, VersaFine. It's very important to not like stamp it too, don't squish it too much into your ink pad. There we go. And you have to straight up, like there is no messing around here, okay? There's no take backs. Yay! Ding, 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 ding. Okay, there's one. Don't get too excited, Cindy Ling. You haven't done the second one yet. Calm down. All right. And I'm not even going to attempt to glue that on the card. Okay, I'm going to put that to the side. That's your card. And I will show you what your card's going to look like with the finished example, okay? Let me clean that off. And if you have a problem with your VersaFine, oh, I'm still zoomed all the way out, all the way in. Let me zoom out. Sorry, guys. Okay, if you have a problem with your VersaFine sticking here inside of your letters, I just come in with my StazOn and I just kind of clean it a little. And then I try to remember that my StazOn, I use this one on the back, clean that off. And then I'm going to come in with my conditioner, okay? And I'm going to wipe that off there, just to recondition the stamp and get any of that StazOn off there, because it's pretty harsh, right? So there's that. Now this is super wet. Dry it off. Let's see if I can go 2 for 2. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. I want to see tons of thumbs up if you guys have confidence that I'm going to be able to do this without making a mistake.
They were all saying use your Stamparatus before.
I know, right? I should have. Okay, the inside is going to say, the world is better with you. And I clean my stamps so dang good that I can't even tell which one it is. So this one. Oh, yeah. I told Kimberly yesterday, because she was with me, not yesterday, the day before. She was with me for the whole cutting, coloring, everything. And she saw it kind of laid out. And then I sent her a picture of the mistake. And she's like, no. And I said, yes. And I said, I might have said a word that begins in F and ends in K, and it wasn't fire truck. I was not happy. I was so upset. I was like, oh no. Okay, there we go.
Cindy,
Yes, ma'am. Oh, look at all my thumbs
you are
up.
getting lots of thumbs up because they do have confidence.
Okay.
But also, Jean wanted to know if you'd ever tried Gina K's black amalgam ink and
No.
can you use any medium with it.
Oh, I'll have to look at that one day.
She said it. Oh, you can use any medium with it. It stamps well and it dries fairly quickly.
Yay! Oh, that's awesome. Cool. All right. So that one came out really good. So let me show you one last time the finished result here. So there's the front. There's no one like you. Putting that to the side, not touching it. And then when you open the card, it'll show the world is better with you in it because they kind of go together. So here's mine. And these are what I saw. And I was like, oh my gosh. They were from when I was taking pictures today. So I wish you could see the little like glossy kind of windows and things like that, but you can't. Now this one, this was a mistake, but I thought, hey, that's kind of a cool mistake. So I didn't scrap it because I messed up with all that splatter. I was like, I'm okay with that. So you go over there, and then the other finished one is here. And I made a mistake down here. You know what it was? It was the way I ran this through my embossing folder. I had a little bit of a crunch here, so I just stuck a flower over it to hide it. But this is what it's intended to look like if your little ladybird doesn't disappear like mine did. And then you can see the little blending there. But such a cute, simple little background card for you guys, right? So this is the 3-inch. This is the 3 1/4 inch. Don't do what I did. All right. And I went and did the centers, and I actually, if you guys notice, I did 2 color variations here for you. So you could see the teal, and that just looks so wrong without a Wilbur. Oh, whatever. Anyway, Wilson, where are you? So anyway, this one will be for one of you guys. This one is mine. So how do we determine who gets a stamp, or excuse me, a card? First of all, I will say thank you for joining us tonight if you're watching the replay, and take care and happy stamping, because I will now edit the video and cut out all this end part so that the people that are watching it back aren't sitting there going, I don't really care who won the card, and then they leave, right? So what we'll do is, first question, and Deb, you can't answer. First question. Thank you, Yvonne. First question is, and Miss Carol, wait, hold on. I almost forgot. I have to do this, you guys. I was going to say Miss Carol. Miss Carol sent me some gnome stamps. She knows gnomes and monsters are my favorites. She sent me some gnome stamps, and I will stamp them one day. That's what I was going to tell her. But as soon as I said her name, I remembered, Cheryl Lee, your card is sitting here, that I got this box in the mail from her. And it was all wrapped in paper, yada, yada. It was sitting in the mailbox. And I opened it. And first I was thinking, I was kind of confused. Literally, I was in the truck and I was kind of confused. I was thinking, draw green LED motion solar sensor lamp. I don't know, maybe she thinks I need more light in the studio or something. And then I read the top and it said, it's not what is in the box, but Careful, it may jump on you. Hee hee, ha ha, ho ho. Yikes, careful, boo, yikes. And then I opened this and lifted it. And as soon as I lifted it, I saw there was another note. And I was like, no, I'm going to close this. And I was like, okay, is this one of those things where stuff all pops out? I have no idea. Bible, pinky swear, this is not set up. Carol sent this to me. I sent her a message. I said, thank you. I got your parcel. Can I open it on Thursday? Because you know I always show you guys. So we're opening it on Thursday. So I have no idea what this is. But I'm going to just do this. And then I'm going to let you guys see if it... No. Okay. Oh, I have an idea now. Are you sure you want to open this? It says, I enclosed a witch's broom to help clean up your messes. I saw Carol... Oh! I saw Carol make these. These were her Halloween treats. And see here, it says open. And she gave these out with Halloween candies. I mean, come on, you guys. Are you serious? Okay, well, first of all, I'll be eating those because I love caramel. I don't know if you guys get caramel in the States. I saw her put this on the Inky Fingers. Or no, maybe there. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, I saw it and I was like, OMG, I loved it. I mean, are you looking at... Look at the work in here, you guys. All of these are individual pieces of paper, but they so perfectly hide that little box, right? So, I mean, hello, I love it. I will be boasting that for sure. So, and there is a tin. It says, oh no, there's still a chance for something to blow up on me. I enclosed a witch's broom to help you clean up your messes. I love it. Okay, be careful. Open with care. I'm going to open it this way. So if anything happens, it goes towards you guys. Oh. It just never ends. Oh. One of her little tombstones. Oh, and you see here how her spider... Oh, let me fold that back. It got a little bit... Wait, let's just take that piece right off. There we go. Got a little bit in shipping. But see how her spiders are shiny? You can do what I did on the cards tonight, you guys, with crystal effects. Will do the same thing. But the little marker is super easy too, right? So, I mean, look at the back of this. So cute, right? Oh, hello. I'm lucky day. I haven't had a Wonder Bar in forever.